Right, thank you. Thank you all for joining. Just going to kick off in a minute's time. Just trying to have more chapter leaders join in. Okay. Welcome, chapter leaders. Feel free to just post on the chat where you're joining us from. Okay. Due to time, we'll just kick off this session. This session will be recorded, and we'll be able to share with those leaders that will not be able to attend in good time. So good evening, everyone. It's my pleasure to welcome you all to our first orientation session this year. Before we kick off, maybe I can ask one of the leaders if they can give us, just share a brief reflection on your expectations for this year. Anyone would like to share? Maybe you can show on the chat option. Let me see if I can see. Or you can raise your hand and I can unmute you and you can just give us just a reflection on your thoughts. Okay, I see Kondwani there, expecting growth over a chapter this year, learning from others. That's amazing. Thank you, Kondwani. All right. Anyone else? What do you expect? What are your expectations for this year? Okay. All right. So I'll just proceed. But as we continue, feel free to just post on the chat your thoughts as the session continues. So welcome once again. So I'm going to take you through today's agenda. So we're going to kick off with the opening remarks by the region mentor, followed by a welcome address by Georgia Samani, our managing director. After, we'll go to the second section where we will have our head of community take us through community updates and also take us through the Global Summit Series Africa. After that, we will have the team from sustainability and also social impact. So we're going to have a sustainability spotlight by Lucila Dotto, followed by Carol Martinez on social impact. Then finally, the chapter engagement manager, that's myself, we're going to be presenting in terms of chapter updates. Then we will have our Western Central Africa, Dr. Samuel, the region mentor for Western Central Africa, closing today's session. So without taking more time, I'd like to pass it over to Billy for his opening remarks. Over to you, Billy.
Thank you so much, Anthony, and good morning, good afternoon, good evening to everybody on this call, all the leaders. Very excited to welcome you to this amazing meeting in 2026, where we will be delving deeper and reflecting on where we're coming from, picking up on lessons learned and how we can do better moving forward, but most importantly, charging so fast and impactfully moving ahead. And I just want to share a few things with you. Number one is just to always thank you for what you do for the community, for serving the community, because great leaders do not create followers, they create impact in others because it's more sustainable. And this is what we do as volunteers. And recently I've been reading a book, Good to Great, by Jim Collins. He talks about not starting with the why, but starting with the who, because the people you load on the bus really matter. Vision without the right people, great people, is irrelevant. And I believe we have such an amazing cadre of leaders who volunteer, trying to see that our communities are transformed. So in you, we trust, in you, we believe, together we can. And just in ending, there is a saying around leadership that goes, it's never about knowing all the answers up front, is knowing where to go to ask for the answers, for the resources, whenever you have the questions, wherever you have the doubts. And I am very sure that this meeting tonight is going to draw you to all these resources, to the people that will help us lead our communities, because our communities are at the center of driving the PMI agenda in Sub-Saharan Africa, but most importantly, also attending the Africa Agenda 2063. So wishing you an amazing evening. Listen more, but also make sure that it's engaging. Ask the questions, because this is your place. This is your time to voice out as you listen. Back to you, Anthony, and all the best to everybody on the call. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Bill. That powerful message. I'm going to pass it over to our Managing Director, Georgia Samani. George?
Thanks, Anthony. Thanks a lot. And Billy, I 100% agree with you. Thank you very, very much. Hello and good evening to everyone. I just want to echo what Billy said. Thank you for your volunteering. Thank you for your leadership. Thank you for everything that you're contributing. This is our first official meeting as SSA as a whole, as in all the chapters, PMI team, mentors together. The first official meeting for 2026, and definitely it's my first time speaking to many of you. I've spoken to one or two of you this year already, but for everybody, I just want to say I hope you had a great Christmas and New Year. January is already finished, and we're wishing you the very best for 2026. Of course, today's call is about orientation and preparation for 2026. But before we get into that, I just want to share a few things that will be important, not only for PMI, but for the profession as a whole in 2026. So the first thing is that PMI Next is still the foundational strategic framework that we are all working from. If you recall, PMI Next was launched about a year and a half, 2 years ago now, and it's a strategic framework that guides the entire PMI ecosystem. And that framework is made of several parts. If anyone has the slide, just post it in the chat. So that framework is made of first of all, purpose. What is our purpose? We maximize project success to elevate our world. That's why we do what we do as PMI. And then following on from the purpose is who we serve, and who we serve are current and aspiring project professionals. Actually, just before who we serve, thanks for showing that. Actually, coming back to it, so just before who we serve is where we play. Where we play, you can see those red boxes, community-generated knowledge platforms and resources, career-long learning and development, most trusted, gold standard, and professional certifications. If you remember, community-generated knowledge platforms and resources, this is all about the focus on community, keeping community at the center, and listening for what the community is saying so that we can do something with the content from the community and give it back to the community as some kind of service or offering or something that's useful. And that's why you may have now started to hear about community innovation, content innovation platforms. That's actually come out of this where we play section, where from the listening that we've created the content and innovation platforms. We'll send information on that soon. So that's the first red box. The second red box is around career-long learning and development. For a long time, we focus on people who are sort of like almost mid-career and mid-career. And what we need to do and what we are doing is trying to bring up also the early career audience, and also the advanced or later career audience, just in terms of how we serve them and the products that are popular, that sort of thing. And then the third red box on the right, most trusted gold standard professional certifications. Again, typically most people talk about the PMP, it's gold standard, yes, but how do we make sure that all other products are also seen as gold standard and actually are gold standard? And that's why you see that several of our products are being revised to make them 100% gold standard from the inside out, essentially. And then to the point on, just going back to the point on career-long learning and development, some of you would have heard about what we would term as something like the advanced PMP. Although it's not a PMP, it's what somebody would do once they've had the PMP for quite a long time and they're advanced in their career. What can they do next? Because we actually get a lot of questions from people who are getting more and more senior, who've had the PMP for a long time and looking for that next thing. And so watch out, there's something coming out for people who are in advanced stages of their career. So I'm just really giving a recap. None of this is it's new. As I said, it's been around for about 2 years now. And I'm just saying this is still here. This is still the framework that we're working from. Who we serve is still the same. How we operate, if you recall, we always said that this part would be dynamic, because as we achieve some of the things, then a new set of priorities will show in this how we operate section. And so again, this is just a reminder. If anybody is not familiar with this, maybe because you're new or for whatever the case, please reach out and we can have a session just to remind everybody of PMI Next. That's literally the foundational strategic framework that we're working from globally. Now, that's globally. From a regional perspective, layering on top of PMI Next, we've talked about what are the priorities in Sub-Saharan Africa. And there, we've always said there's four regional priorities, but we've added a fifth one. So the first one is brand awareness. We've talked about it. People need to see us. If people can't see us, they can't engage with us, and we can't make the impact that we want to make. Second is around payments, making sure that there are local payment methods and even local currencies available to make it easier for people to pay. Trying to secure government mandates and subsidies for our audiences. Number 4 is increasing our ATP and testing capacity. And then the fifth one is I've tasked my team to look at how do we support chapter leadership and growth better than we're doing. And so really, as I mentioned at the end of last year, we are really, really open to direct feedback. I think we do have room for improvement for sure. So we're really, really open. That's why, as I said, we're just making it an obvious priority. We're doing the work anyway, but we just want to elevate it to make sure it's an obvious priority and to get feedback from you. So in terms of strategic framework and priorities, that's what it is. I just want to touch on a few things that you're going to be hearing from us, from the region, and also from globally. So we're going to continue to build on the flywheel approach. The flywheel, in fact, Billy, you said you're reading Good to Great. Good to Great actually talks about a flywheel approach. The flywheel approach is where all the different elements and stakeholders of our organization will work together in harmony, in the same momentum, so that as we move, that momentum actually creates more momentum and more speed and more impact. So in our organization, we're talking about chapters working with ATPs, working with, for instance, marketing, working with the different elements of PMI in the same direction for the same cause. And so we need to make sure, and we continue to make sure that we move lockstep so that momentum actually increases. Next point is around delivering chapter value. In some cases, it's improving chapter value. This is really, really critical because people join PMI in a very large part because of chapters. And now it's actually more um, more serious, if I could use that word, because now new membership model has launched. And so everybody who joins PMI, regardless of whether they want to be a chapter or not, they're automatically a chapter member. And so some of you are seeing in your numbers already, the membership numbers are going up. And so this just makes it even more sensitive and more critical for us to be able to make sure people are getting the value that they want or need or expect from us as PMI as a whole. And it's not just on the chapters, it's on all of PMI to be able to make sure that at that point of interaction with chapters, that people are being at their point of need. I talked earlier about payments as a priority. A few weeks ago, we launched Pay Local, or rather end of last year, we launched actually the second phase of Pay Local. For a reminder of people who are not aware, the first phase of Pay Local was where we introduced the regional pricing, where pricing for most of Sub-Saharan Africa is 30% less than pricing around the world, except in South Africa, Botswana, Seychelles, basically places with the higher GDP capacity per capita. Initially, there were 5 of those who were in Zone B. So Zone B countries are 20% less than the global pricing, and Zone C countries are 30% less than the global pricing. Initially, there were 5 countries in Zone B, 20% less because of the higher GDP per capita, but now there are 4. Namibia was moved from a Zone B to a Zone C. So prices are 30% cheaper in Namibia now, as of about 2 months ago. Whereas Zone B countries are still at that 20% less. So that was phase 1 of Pay Local. Phase 2 of Pay Local we launched in December, and that was about payment methods. Phase 1 was about pricing. Phase 2 is about methods. So now in Nigeria, you can use more payment methods, but also in addition to payment methods, it's also about local currency. So right now in Nigeria, people can pay using local currency, and also it happened in Kenya as well. So basically, Nigeria and Kenya implemented local pricing for payment methods and local pricing. There's going to be one more launch soon in Kenya, which is now about M-Pesa. And so Maureen and her team, they're actually testing an M-Pesa payment in Kenya with us. So hopefully the testing will be completed soon, and that'll be launched. I do want to say that with this launch, we do really need your feedback, especially if something is not great, is not right, and we need the feedback and numbers. The reason I say that is because, for instance, when we launched in Nigeria, everyone, a lot of people were happy to be able to pay in local currency, but we had 1 or 2 complaints where people actually preferred to pay in US dollar because they had their own mechanism for managing the exchange rate and stuff. And so if we get the feedback, then we can get a true sense of the size of the challenge, or how many people are giving feedback, or how many people this is impacting, so that we know what to do and we can prioritize a response accordingly. So your feedback is important so that we can act on something, especially feedback in numbers if there's a real issue. Just 1 or 2 other points that I'm going to wrap up. So what you will again continue to hear from me, the region, and also global, is also about more, MORE, and also what we call the content and innovation platforms. This is all coming off the back of, again, still the same PMI Next. So more is about supporting individuals to elevate them in their organization, elevate the level they operate at, ideally to be able to elevate people to interact and impact at the highest level within an organization. That's what more is about. The CIPs, or content and innovation platforms, this is about looking at specific areas that the community has highlighted as key to the profession. And we're investing in these 7 key areas. And the whole objective is to elevate the impact of the profession as a whole in the world by moving forward significantly in these areas. Again, if team, if you haven't already, please do put on the chat information about both MORE and the content and innovation platforms. 2 more points I'm going to wrap up. So next one is around the ATPs. The ATP network is going to be fully, for lack of a better word, closed by the end of the year or early 2027. And what does fully closed mean? It means right now, actually for some time, there's been some technology being built that locks and synchronizes who the eligibility, not actually, sorry, it's not the eligibility, it's the application. So it's going to get to a point where only ATPs who have been fully vetted, are fully recognized, and are fully on PMI system will be able to train. At the moment, it's mixed, and there's a huge conversation around the value of having flexibility versus the value of having a fully watertight closed network. And the consensus is that there should be a fully watertight closed network. And so this is going to come into play again by the end of this year or beginning of next year. And so what that means is that a lot of ATPs or trainers who are training right now, if they are not fully in line or registered, then they will not be able to continue. Of course, in the region, we need the training capacity. I mentioned that it's one of our priorities. So what my team and what we all need to do, what the chapters, what we need to do together is to make sure that we don't lose capacity by making the system watertight. And so if you can just go on mute, please. So on the point of ATPs, we just need to work together to make sure that in our region, we still Sorry, guys, do you mind controlling the mute button? Can you do that, Anthony?
Yeah, I'm trying to do that on my side. Okay.
Okay, thanks. So basically on the ATP point, we need to make sure that we still maintain a sufficient or good number of ATPs, because of course we need the training within our region. So it means working with ATPs to make sure that they're crossing the T's and dotting the I's. And then my last point, there's a lot more to talk about, but we'll speak with that over the next few weeks and months. But my last point for now really is about GSS Cape Town, Global Summit Series Cape Town. It's looking like it's going to be phenomenal, and I'm really excited about it. I just want to encourage everybody, to attend, to participate, to support in whatever way you can. We're working closely with Ayanda and her team, and already I'm getting a lot of interesting people reaching out from all corners to somehow get involved. And I think it's a combination of the fact that this is it's a 10-year anniversary. Technically, I think it's 11, but we want to celebrate 10 because it started in South Africa, and also the fact that it's Cape Town, what a beautiful city. So I think with all these factors, people are like, wow, this is a great time to go. So we're getting ready for that, and of course, as usual, as we always do, let's work together to make it an amazing experience. So really, that's it for me. Just a quick heads up on what is on the horizon for 2026. There's more to come, but I just wanted to share this first. Thank you very much, everyone. Anthony, are we going to take questions now or later?
We can take maybe 2 questions, please, George.
Okay, sure. Thank you.
Yeah.
Okay, guys, please feel free to unmute and ask questions.
Any questions for George? Yes, Emmanuel.
Thank you, thank you, Anthony. My question is on number 4, increase ATP capacity on that part, and is it about the chapter working with ATP with existing ATPs, or like getting new training institute to be ATPs with affordable price? What's
So
yeah.
this point is literally about capacity, not necessarily the how. So the how we increase capacity, it can be done in multiple ways. It can be done with the chapters, as you said, looking for or partnering with ATPs, or supporting ATPs. It can be done by the PMI marketing team constantly or improving their marketing so that more training companies are aware. So the how we reach out there's different ways to do that. But this point is not about the how. This point is simply about the what, which is we need more trainers. And that is either more training companies or more individuals within each training company. However we can increase the capacity, we need to increase the capacity. That's what this point is about. Does that answer the question?
Yes, thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, Sarita? Hello, Sarita? Okay, then we can move to Anesu.
Thank you very much, and thank you, George, for the address and the points that you raised. And I joined the meeting a bit late. I want to just focus on point number 3, where you speak about get governments and organizations to mandate subsidized PMI certifications. I'm building on that and saying, when we were in Rwanda, we celebrated the ACBF partnership. Yes, you said Zimbabwe will be the first one to roll out this particular program. I haven't received any action plan, any program to ensure we get this off the ground, because I think that way we'll then be able
Anesu, you're on mute.
I'd already spoken.
Okay. Oh,
yeah, I think
yeah.
I heard you before. It cut off at the end, but I think I got the gist. Anesu, we haven't heard from you because ACBF said they'll get back to us and they need time to align internally, and so we need to reach out to them. But I think is Pumza on the call? Anthony? Okay.
Just check. Yeah.
Okay, whether she's on the call or not, Anthony, if you can just make sure that connect with Pumza, regardless of whether she's heard the ACBF or not. I think at the minimum once a month she should be giving Anesu an update.
Okay.
Yeah, is that okay?
That's fine.
Okay. Anesu, are you fine with that?
That's fine. That's fine. Perfectly fine. Yeah.
Okay. Thanks.
Because ACBF is headquartered here, so I wanted to go and approach them, and then I stopped in my tracks.
Yeah, no, exactly. After Rwanda, Pumza followed up, and they basically said, no, just wait, we'll get back to you. And so we just need to follow up with them.
That's all right. On another note, which is probably unrelated to what you spoke about, George, I'm just thinking about Africa as a whole, and you notice that the US is imposing serious visa restrictions. GSSA, the global summit, any assistance that we'll get from PMI, or to just be in each individual, each country on its own?
Yeah, I was actually talking about this. I was just talking about this like 2 hours ago with Pierre and the senior leadership team. Yes, the assistance we provide, actually, it's what we've done in the past, which is visa letters and information on programs. Beyond that, there really isn't much that anybody can provide for, to the US government or US embassy, except visa letters and an explanation of, the program or why the person's traveling. So that will be there. But beyond that, there's nothing else. In fact, we even have a team meeting next month where some members of the Africa team can't go to the US because, in fact, they were even told, you qualify, but because Nigeria is on the list, you cannot go. Like they were literally told that directly on from the embassy. So
Okay.
yeah, it's serious. It's really serious. But again, to answer your question in terms of what support can we provide, it's the visa letters and a description or explanation of the program, and then it's up to the US government.
Thank you.
All right, thanks, Anasu. Last question from Sarita. Sarita, are you still there?
Yeah, I'm still here. Sorry.
Oh, okay, okay.
Okay. So I just wanted to know, George, if Mauritius is impacted with the increase in membership price. I've not been able to check, but I have been informed that the membership price has increased.
Have you signed? Are you part of new membership model?
Yeah, since 1 year.
Okay, then that should be the price that applied. There shouldn't be anything different aside from what you know from
Okay.
new membership model. There's no separate price, anything aside from what is a new membership model.
Okay. So we are not impacted by any change in localization or groups.
What do you mean specifically?
The point two that we were discussing, countries that have been moved from group A, B, C.
No, Mauritius hasn't been moved from between A, B, and C. It's only Namibia that was moved from B to C. No other country has moved.
Okay, then I'll have to recheck it.
Okay, if you see anything, let me know. If there's any issue, let me know.
Yeah, okay, sure. Thank you.
Yeah, okay, thanks.
All right, George, I see we're just remaining with Godfrey. Maybe
Sure.
Godfrey, if you can just summarize your question to George. Godfrey?
Yeah. Yes, thank you, Anton. Thank you, George. Mine goes on the local pay approach, where we are supposed to be paying in the local currency, which is good. I'm wondering, will we be having like different options if one maybe wants to pay in dollars as we've been doing, and then so we'll have both options.
That is the ideal state. That ideal state is not going to exist immediately. The immediate option is just the local currency option. And what I'm speaking with the global teams about is what you just said. But that will not be done. I don't believe that can be done this year. And the reason I say this year is because the size of the project is phenomenal. It's a global project. And so having the toggle, as in the ability to toggle between or choose between local currency and US dollar, that needs to be essentially prioritized and put on the project development list. And that's going to take time. So the short answer is right now, no, you can't choose. It's going to be local currency. But what we're discussing and what I'm pushing for is to be able to have the choice later down the line. And this is assuming that the country itself is able to, as in we are in that country, we're able to use the local currency system, because it's not in every country where we can use the local currency system, because it depends on our supplier. We chose a supplier which has the most number of countries to support this initiative, but there's no supplier that covers all the countries. So some countries will still remain with the US dollar. Other countries will be able to pay in local currency just because of the supplier that we've chosen.
Thank you.
Thanks.
All right. Thank you. Thank you very much, George. And also
Billy,
thank you to, sorry.
just one more from Billy's hand is up, just quickly, and then we can.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thanks, George. I think just clarity on the same. Are we charging in local currency? Like, are we fixing the price in local currency, or we
No.
translating
good
at
question.
a point of
Good question.
exchange rate? Yeah.
Yeah, good question. So it's priced in US dollars, but it's paid in local currency. And so, like I was saying, that well, when we launched in Nigeria, majority of people, of course, have been asking for local currency, and so they're paying in local currency. But one or two people wanted to keep it in US dollars because some people are, manage the exchange themselves. So there's instances where, because of the exchange, the local currency payment ends up marginally higher than what it looks like in USD if you know where to go and change and get a better USD exchange rate. But the problem is, or the challenge is, that of course, the middleman, the person who's got the technology, who's providing our service, they tell us they're using in fact, they are using the best rate they can. It's just that if somebody knows where and how to get a better rate, then they manage it themselves. But to answer your question directly, we price, so you see the price in US dollars, but you pay in local currency, and in between, the system does the exchange rate. Okay, guys. Well, thank you very much, Anthony. I'm going to hand back to you. Again, really, Happy New Year, guys, if I can say that at the end of January, and looking forward to a great year for everybody. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, George. And also thanks to the chapter leaders and for the questions. So I'm going to move very fast, and I'm going to hand it over to our head of community, Adiola. Over to you, please.
Thank you. Thank you, Anthony. Thank you, everyone. Good day to everyone. I don't know where you are in the world and different time zones. Just want to say thank you to our chapter leaders in Africa for your passion, your resilience, and commitment to our community and to the leadership that you bring to this community. So as we begin 2026 together, I just want to, first of all, to recognize all the work that you have been doing across our chapters. You're not just running these programs, you're building communities and creating opportunities. And together we are shaping the future of our profession in your countries. And the impact you are making really matters. Last year showed us what is possible when we collaborate across borders, share ideas openly, and support one another. We saw this in Angola at our president's meeting. We saw it as the Angonauts Space Initiative. We saw it in Nigeria, their 20th anniversary, and as also at our PMI board visits. We saw it in Ghana at the Ghana conference. We saw it in Cote d'Ivoire as we went there visiting. We saw it in Kenya, in South Africa, and so many other chapters that I'm not mentioning one by one. So I just want you to know that we see you, we honor the work that you are doing, and we celebrate you. Thank you so much for everything you do. Because of your leadership, our region is stronger, more connected, and more visible globally. Yes, we saw that when our African team won global awards in Phoenix, and it was so beautiful to behold. We also want to go further in 2026. Definitely, our communities are growing. We had a fantastic Kigali, which I will mention later in this presentation. Expectations are rising for us. The bar keeps getting higher and higher. Our professionals are looking up to us for guidance, for skills and belonging. This year, our charge is clear. We want to continue to lead with purpose. We want to partner with the chapters more intentionally, and we want to create experiences that truly move our members forward. So this year, let's lean into collaboration, into innovation and bold action. Let's elevate our chapters, our members, and each other. Next, please. Can you hear me? Hello?
Yes, we can.
Yes, we can hear
Okay.
you.
Have you moved to the next? I can't see it.
Yes, we've moved to
Okay.
yeah,
To our global community. So the next slide is showing our global community. And we see that we are very blessed to be in this community with 1.8 plus members, certification holders. And this just shows us the kind of network that we have globally. In PMI, we have over 770 members, almost 1,000 employees. We have so many volunteers, 300 plus chapters across the world, and we have active online community members as well. Next slide. In our local community as Sub-Saharan Africa, our numbers are here. We have over 36,000 certification holders. We have 26,000 PMI members and still growing because we are going to grow more this year in leaps and bounds. We have our chapter members, over 16,000, close to 17,000 members. We have 900 volunteers, 24 chapters in 24 countries and still counting. We have 6 chapters in formation. So we're hoping that by the end of 2026, we will have 30 chapters altogether. Next slide, please. This is also a slide just showing the same information with a little bit more detail. We have 103 ATPs, which are also part of our community. We have council members, the Regional Executive Council. We also have student clubs, 7, and we want to 10x that this year. We have 3 GAC programs going on. So this is just to show us the kind of big community that we have and that we have to continue to work together to promote. Next slide, please. This is where I'm going to spend a lot of time telling us about the areas of focus for community this year. The biggest and newest thing that we're looking forward to in the next 3 to 4 days is the launch of our new membership model, which is coming up February 2nd. And the next thing is retention. I'll talk a little bit more about that. When we have our new membership model, we're expecting growth. We're expecting more growth. This is a very significant change in PMI, and it is going to give us more members, as we have seen with other. We are looking at between 10 to 50% membership growth per chapter. And this growth is not just going to come, but we need to maintain the growth, and we also need to maintain and retain our members. So what do we need to do as chapter leaders? We have to ensure that we strengthen our onboarding of new members. Our new members within their first 30 days of joining us, we want to make sure we connect to them, connect them to programs and volunteers and communities early enough so that they're engaged. We want to make sure that we're not just recruiting, but we're engaging with our chapter members. And when we say retention is going to be the key performance measure for our chapters this year. And this is something that is global, all across the entire PMI. We will bring in more people by recruiting them, but we have to show them value. So we're all concentrating on value this year, the value that we'll deliver to our chapters and to our members. So we want to be able to understand, why do members leave? What makes them to leave? If we have members that leave, we want to make sure that what do our chapters, our first year members, what do they need? We want to focus on our consistency in programming. What are the different member touch points? How can we clearly communicate the benefits, show them the benefits, let them feel the benefits? How can we, and this brings us to the importance of our chapter playbook initiative. We have categorized this playbook into different categories of chapters. If you're a small chapter, if you're a medium chapter, if you're a larger chapter, we have in the playbook, what are the different activities that you can do to encourage your members to be more active, to encourage them to be more engaged. So it is very important that we continue to adopt this playbook. And also, as we have seen, Senegal is one of the chapters that was very consistent in submitting their playbooks. Last year, we also had Mauritius, we had Angola, and that's why we're inviting Senegal, the whole team, to our conference, to our president's meeting this year. So retention is a very big sign of a healthy chapter community this year, and we are going to be very focused on that. Another thing that we're going to be very focused on this year is community satisfaction. Community satisfaction is a survey that goes out from global team to our different communities, certification holders, different segments of our community to see how we are doing as a community. So we're going to be giving you more information about this. Make sure that we have good member value propositions, and we are the first survey for this community satisfaction is actually going out on the 10th of May. 10th of February, which is next couple of weeks. So we are going to be sharing with you just before it goes out, the day before. You will get an email just to let us know, and so that we can participate as a region, so that we can make sure that our community satisfaction goes up. This is how the global team gauges our community, whether we are doing well or not. So please, we're informing you so that you can be aware of this. The next thing on the list is this ethical leadership talent building. So as a community of African leaders, we're not just looking at the leaders we have now, we're thinking what is next? Who are the next leaders that we're going to have? How are we going to have a pipeline of those leaders? So at the moment, the community team is working with global team to develop a chapter leaders academy for us in Africa. And Africa will be the one to first pilot this. So that is something we should look forward to, and that is something exciting that we're working on. We hope to unveil it properly at our president's meeting very, very soon in the first quarter of this year. So in terms of leadership, we're looking at once we have, how do we get new leaders? How do we have a pipeline of leaders? How do we ensure that we have leadership mentoring, we have shadowing, and all of those things that will make us have good and ethical leadership in our region? The next thing is our youth engagements. We continue to look for ways to engage with our youth. We continue to engage. We want to continue to attract more youth. Our youth segment is somewhere that we have a lot of challenges, and we need the support of chapters to ensure that we are speaking to our youth. We have the youngest population, as we all know, and that is our future base. So how can we partner more with universities? How can we engage the student leaders? How can we create youth-focused events? Those are things that we'll need you to partner with you on, because we have to have different things, ways that we can engage the youth. We have to have career talks, mentorship, industry exposure, just any kind of ways that we can engage with the youth and attract them into our community. The next thing is becoming more as practitioners, and in the next segments, when Anthony is talking, you will hear more about how to become more as practitioners. This is something new that we have to do as PMI, is saying that we have to step up to do more as practitioners. And that means that we are creating more impact as project professionals. It's not just about finishing our projects on time to schedule, but we're actually getting good outcomes and good impact and more. So you will hear more about that more, and the tools that we have and the course that is available to be more when in the next segment of this session. Another thing that is coming up is also the community integration with CIPs. These are content innovation platforms. You will hear some more about that, but that is something in the pipeline as well. So those are the things that we are going to focus on this year in the community. Next slide, please. Okay. Now we're talking about the new membership model. New membership model is rolling out. The phase 3 of new membership model is rolling out on 2nd of February. We already know, some of us are already partakers of this, and we have 16 more chapters launching this coming week. We have Angola, Benin, Cameroon, Democratic Republic of Congo, Ghana, Ivory Coast, Kenya, Mozambique, Namibia, Nigeria, Senegal, Togo, Uganda, Liberia, and Malawi. So we're all excited about this. It's going to happen. And what we need for you as chapter leaders to do is to ensure that you check the emails that has gone out from the chapter engagement team. Make sure that everybody is engaged. The board is fully aware of this. And we want to align on the messages and FAQs. We also make sure that we prepare a schedule member communications, email, social media to let them know that the new membership has launched in our country. There's also a toolkit that has been provided for us. There's a detailed chapter leader guide. There's email communication templates. There's slides for events. All of these things have been provided so that it can make it easy for us to talk about the new membership model. Next slide, please. Yes, this is our biggest event in the year, LIM and our GSSA Cape Town 2026. This event is our biggest event, and it's something we're really looking forward to this year. So as we all know, GSSA Kigali was truly, truly exceptional. It was absolutely phenomenal. We delivered a world-class event with over 1,000 participants, and 180 plus youth were registered for the event. And all of you chapters showed up with authenticity. You showed up with culture. You showed up with pride, and the results were absolutely outstanding. We had 100% customer satisfaction rating that was for that event. We had 99% likely to recommend. So that event was truly, truly successful. And this success did not happen by chance. It happened because of our chapters, because your leadership, your mobilization, and your commitment to our community made that happen. Now we are ready to raise the bar. We raised the bar because this year we are going to the mother city, Cape Town. And Cape Town is not just any city, it's a global gateway and a powerful stage for us to showcase Africa's project professionals. So we're looking forward to this Cape Town event where we will have visibility and we can show credibility and showing that our region can deliver global standards. Once again, it starts with our chapters. So we're looking to you for support. We're looking for collaboration. You are the bridge between interest and attendance. People will be interested, but the chapters have to help us to make sure that people are able to attend. And together we made Kigali unforgettable. Together we will make Cape Town even bigger, stronger, and even more impactful. Let's also not forget it's our 10th year anniversary of Africa Conference, and we are going to be spotlighting that. So the fees have been published here for us to see. I know it's a little higher than what we are used to, but these events are so expensive. What we're spending this year is going to be double what we spent last year in Kigali, and it is still very, very highly subsidized. So we hope that you will understand, and that's why we are communicating early enough so that we can all get our monies together. We can promote this event. Early bird will start on the 27th of February. The registration will start next month, so we can communicate that with our communities. We have our regular registration from 15 April, and then on-site registration will be in August. So we are really excited about this event, and we hope we can all make it, and we can make it even better than Kigali. So yes, really looking forward to this. Next slide, please. So what is next? This slide is just showing some few activities that we should expect to see from our community this quarter. Your partnership and active collaboration will be very, very essential to successfully delivering on these priorities. We're going to be going live with new membership models. So we're going to be supporting you. Should there be any issues? We hope not. We're going to have some increased visibility and participation in our leadership development program. That is the Africa Leadership Academy that is coming. We're going to have some communication on the membership value propositions, really showcasing what's the value that the members and the chapters are bringing to the table. And then there will be some retention campaigns that we're going to do so that we can support you to retain these these members that come in through the new membership model. And then we're going to have different chapter milestone recognitions. We already started having shout out to SA. They just turned 45 years. That's our oldest, strongest, oldest, and one of our key priority chapters. So we're going to have more milestone recognitions in different areas. There will also be some integration of certification campaigns with study groups, PMP. There's a lot of work that is being done there. PMP, ACP, and CP, and you'll hear more about that. And then there will be continued optimization of our chapter governance processes, elections, reporting, reimbursements. All of that will also be shared by Anthony. And then we also want deeper engagement through our regional webinars, the different advisory groups that we have, and all our different leadership forums. Also, we are going to have some academic roadshows starting with key countries. So those are some of the things that we're looking forward to. Next slide, please. Okay. Now, this is just showing some of our key events and timelines. We'll share this. I don't want to go through. These are some of the different events and timelines that we already mentioned that we're going to be working on. In closing, our impact this year will not be defined by these plans alone, but how well we work together as the PMI SSA team, as well as the chapters, how we work together to grow, how we work together to engage, and to strengthen our communities. I want to say thank you for your continued dedication and service as committed volunteer leaders. Your time, your energy, your leadership truly makes the difference. So it is important that we stay aligned, we stay connected, and we move forward with purpose. Next slide. Thank you, everyone. Thank you so much. We look forward to working with you to make 2026 a fantastic year.
All right. Thank you very much, Adeola. Okay. So we're going to move to the next session, and we're going to invite Lucilla Dotto, Head of Sustainability. Lucilla?
Hello, everyone. So excited to be here again. I think the last time that I connected with you as a group was in Kigali, which was a fantastic event. And I work with all the regions in the world. I was the head of community for Europe before, but the energy I experimented in Kigali was another level of energy. Africa, absolutely on purpose. So congratulations to the team and to everyone that contributes to this fantastic region. And I think it's super connected on what I'm talking today, that is sustainability. And Adeola mentioned the importance of the MORE framework and how all of us step up as leaders of the profession to really be shaping the future of the profession, of the organizations, of society, and elevating the world. So I'm going to share a couple of insights around sustainability. This content is available in the marketing portal, but most of the time we receive the question of what is sustainability or how we understand sustainability in the context of PMI. So I want to highlight that sustainability is about that long-term perspective, and it's a multidimensional concept that includes the environmental elements, social elements, and economical elements, because it's not about doing less harm, it's about doing more good. So it's super aligned of our PMI purpose of elevating the world and how projects can contribute to have a better society and world. If you have seen the project success report, and if not, I highly encourage you to read it and go into details. I put a QR code in this slide. The Project Success Report in 2024 highlighted that sustainability is the higher predictor of project success. And in 2025, the report went deeper and clearly defined 3 types of sustainability benefits: the environmental, the social, and the economic business. And one of the key insights is that when sustainability is paired with a clear project vision, the effects becomes transformational. So as you can see in the screen, projects that don't have a clear vision have less 18 points when it comes to the NPSS, that is the satisfaction of the projects. But if we pair that vision and we connect the three themes of sustainability, environmental, social, and economic, that increase in 90 points. So sustainability is not only about doing the right thing, for sure, but it's also a performance thing that helps projects to be more successful. But also the research is showing that only 4.3 of projects integrate all sustainability teams. So it's a huge opportunity for us project professionals to really bring sustainability at the heart of how we plan our projects, how we measure our projects, and how we deliver real value. And we have a lot of resources for free that are part of our PMI and GPM ecosystem that you can access to bring sustainability to life in your projects and then help to increase that 4.3% because you're really championing sustainability in the projects that you lead. So you have access. Here is the QR code, but there is the sustainability competence standard, the P5, the practice guide, and the project sustainability reporting guide. All free resources and tools to help bring that sustainability mindset to the projects that you lead. And then we have the GPMB certification that has two tracks, one for PMPs and CAPMs, that is a shorter track, and then the standard format that you can do to really be a certified project professional in sustainability. I'm sharing this as a reminder because perhaps some of you saw this last year that PMI partnered with Time Magazine, and we have a series of episodes around sustainability. And the concept was that good is the new cool. So how the project profession can support innovators that are working in the sustainability space to bridge that gap between vision and reality, vision and execution. So it's a really good and cool way to really think about stories and how the project profession is bringing that value to life. Another thing that I want to mention today is that the United Nations has declared 2026 as the International Year of Volunteers for Sustainable Development. And in that sense, I want to bring a recognition and a shout out to all our sustainability champions, but especially for the region, Fernando from Angola chapter and Pascal from Cameroon. They have been really actively and involved and engaged in helping shape the sustainability strategy at the global level. And they have been doing a lot. I think Fernando also can share. And Fernando, if you are here in this call, you can also use the chat to share some insights about the amazing work that the Angola chapter has been doing to bring sustainability to life and to elevate the world through projects. So it's an invitation for all chapters to partner with your sustainability champions in the regions because they can help you in terms of toolkits, resources available, how we really continue the momentum and help everyone to advance in the sustainability journey. Another thing that we every year do is recognize the chapters that are celebrating milestones from 5 years to 50. This year we have 60 chapters celebrating milestones, and we are planting trees to showcase the legacy of those chapters. So you can recognize some of the African chapters here on screen. So congratulations to every chapter, because every year it's a renovation of commitment, but in particular, those amazing milestones that showcase the legacy that you are building for the project professionals community. And the last points that I want to share before I close my presentation today is our 2026 plans on a screen. So if you go to the top part, the key assets that we have when you think about sustainability and what matters and how we communicate around sustainability. In this quarter, we have the project success report, as I mentioned, from 2024 and 2025. So sustainability as the higher predictor of project success and how the integration of the three dimensions of sustainability, the environmental, the social, and the economic, helps to boost that satisfaction of the projects. We have the PMI and GPM ecosystem for free that I share with you with a QR code, and we have the GPMB certification. In the next quarter, we will have a sustainability thought leadership report, so more details in terms of sustainability and how organizations are working around sustainability and what they can do to advance this journey. And we will have the PMI GPM certification refresh. In Q3, we will have some translations of the certification, and in the end of the year, we will have the PMI Sustainability Award and the project sponsor Sustainability Guide. And we're doing some specific webinars around those key insights. So we will have a sustainability webinar in pem.com on the 4th of March around the business acumen of sustainability. Another webinar on Earth Day, that is the 22nd of April. We are doing this on the 21st. We will do another on Sustainability Day on the 5th of June, and June will be a month to highlight success stories. So if your chapter is doing things around sustainability, it's a good opportunity to partner with Fernando and Pascal and let them know those great stories to really showcase how Africa is leading the way. And then in July, September, to be confirmed, but for sure in November, we will be doing a webinar around the project sponsor guide topic. Then we will have our in-person events. So really looking forward to seeing you again in Cape Town in September. And then perhaps it's much more an invitation for you and how does your chapter can get involved. So as I said, connect with your sustainability champion, Fernando, Pascal, review the sustainability toolkit in the marketing portal so you can integrate some of these insights into your communications, your social media, in the events, in the way you connect with your members. You can consider doing specific actions around Earth Day or Sustainability Day, webinars, social media posting, showcase the resources that the members have for free. Then we have an inter-chapter initiative that was led by the UK chapter, that is the Sustainability Summit that is organized by chapters. The UK chapter is leading the way because they started this initiative in 2023 and they continue. Last year was on Volunteer Day. So if your chapter wants to get involved, there is an opportunity, but also there will be an opportunity to also promote this as an opportunity for members to join activities online that other chapters are doing. And then some chapters are considering partner with the United Nations Global Compact local networks. So that's an opportunity as well to bring the sustainability voice to your local communities. So we have an opportunity to elevate every project. That is the position of sustainability. In order to have a sustainability mindset, you don't need to work on the traditional associated projects related to sustainability, that for sure, all my respect and admiration, but every project can be done in a sustainable way when you integrate the impact in people, planet, and prosperity. And the tools that we have for free and the certification really equips you to be really leading in this space and bring that mindset to every project. So thank you so much for everything you do. Your energy is super inspiring. My kudos especially to Fernando and Pascal in the region for everything that you support. And together, let's continue aiming higher.
Thank you very much, Lucila. I'd like to hand over to Carol Martinez. Carol?
Awesome. Thank you, everybody. Super excited to be here. And again, what a great opportunity to present and have a conversation with the SSA team. I feel like this is my second home when it comes to working with chapters. Today, I had the opportunity to practice my Portuguese, which is not that good, but I had to because I know this region speaks multiple languages. So I wanted to take this opportunity. Obrigado, right? Thank you. Merci. I wanted to take this opportunity to really talk about social impact. And as Lucila stated in her part of the presentation, as well as what Adiola stated, we have an opportunity to impact our local community. And with social impact, it's really an opportunity to also have your members be seen, have them be heard, and then also help give them the opportunity to practice their project management within their local community. So today, my role is to really give you a very high level talk about social impact and how you can leverage what's already happening in your community to really make your chapter visible. Let's make sure you can see my slides. So PMI has redefined what social impact is. For a lot of you, you recall 2-3 years ago, social good was part of our language. And when PMI Next came about, we shifted the definition of social impact to primarily be supported by our two organizations. So if you have not had the opportunity to read our communications or really look into PMI Next, social impact for our current year and our years moving forward is truly defined as activities that are showing the usage of your project management skills. And those are supported, social impact is supported by PMIEF and PMWB, which means that if your local chapter community has an activity that they are labeling or calling social good, we really want you to raise your hand and allow us to understand how we can better help support you and align you into making sure that your social impact activity, it's what's really rising through the work that's happening. And also making sure that there is that clear understanding that PMIEF does support and work with youth, and that is shaped differently. We'll talk a little bit about that. And PMWB focuses on supporting local nonprofits or NGOs using the project management skills. And also making sure that every activity is aligned to the UN 7 Sustainable Development Goals. So as our chapter leaders and members continue to plan and work on supporting their local community, we also want that clear call out on which goals they're supporting when they lead or move forward their initiatives. So the reason why we did this alignment, so as George started the conversation about PMI Next and PMI More, that's also our reason. So we're wholly aligned, we're wholly and holistically aligned to PMI by making sure that our definitions really fall under the areas that we are looking for all of you as chapter leaders and chapter members to support. We know that PMIEF does support youth, and that is youth ages 14 to 24. And you'll see that in the slide. So when Adiola was talking about empowering and elevating youth in the region, we know that PMIEF is focused on that. And we know that there's resources on their website that allows for that support. But we also understand that sometimes chapters just need a bit of guidance and redefinition so that your work is seen and shown in the best way that your community can represent, but that also your community is using those resources to really expand their reach beyond the internal chapter community. PMWB is truly focused on scaling and elevating those nonprofits that might not have a lot of staff to be able to support their work and move their mission forward. So again, another opportunity for your chapter members to elevate their skills, to use their soft skills, or to scale a community organization that can basically help fulfill a need. So with PMIEF, we clearly define the age group. So if you have chapter volunteers that are using PMIEF resources like Skills for Life, please understand that they are only using the resources. We really want to make sure that our chapters are understanding that PMIEF has a work stream, they have a framework they follow, and their focus is really empowering youth ages 14 to 24, and they support global nonprofits by giving them grants and helping them integrate project management into their ways of working. And we know that chapters in this region have done a lot of work with supporting some of these local organizations like ALA, like Junior Achievement, and other organizations as well. But we know that there's others that we haven't heard from. We also know that this region is constantly moving forward, and we're always trying to catch up with you. So hopefully this slide will help you support your chapter volunteers as they start to talk about how they can best support PMIEF initiatives. The slide primarily talks about PMWB. So 2 years ago, PMWB was acquired by PMI, and now you see PMWB being branded as a PMI supporter. So ideally for us, this allows our volunteers to be able to use their project management skills to support their local nonprofits. Again, this region has a lot of passion. There's a lot of conversations that I had last year about nonprofits that I had not heard of until the volunteers were able to raise their hand and say, hey, Carol, can I meet with you? Can we talk about this nonprofit? And is this a PMWB initiative? So we've been able to give you this slide in order for you to also understand how to define PMWB within your annual plan, within your strategic planning with your local chapter members, so that again, it is clearly defined and we can celebrate the outcomes into 2026. Opportunities to get involved. We know that social impact is something that all of our members, all of our volunteers raise their hand to do. And I often say it's one of those that is a very low hanging fruit. It's a very light lift. And every member that I've seen in a chapter I've spoken to is always excited to get involved. So we want to give you the framework. We want to give you the tools. We also want to give you the support with staff like myself and the rest of my team members that are here to help you define and refine your social impact activities, because it truly is about people, and the sustainability piece for social impact is moving people forward through the usage of the project management skills and their local chapter community. The reason why this matters for chapters, we know that chapters have their own brand. You'll use your own colors and you'll have, again, your own language. So social impact allows the visibility of your brand as well as the PMI brand in your local community. So let's leverage it, let's scale it, and also let's come together and enhance that, because we know that members, again, love engaging in that. It also creates stronger partnerships. I often hear that chapters are looking to partner, looking to grow their impact. So partnership is an opportunity that social impact can also bring forward. And for individuals, it's a way to use their skills, expand their skills, or implement possibly their soft skills, which they may not be using in their current project. So there's a lot of benefits to that. And we want to, again, make sure that that's called out when you're thinking about your planning. The last piece of it is just a thank you. I had the opportunity last year to just, again, work with everyone in this region. And these are the chapter social impact coordinators, along with Collins, who is constantly stepping up to support. So thank you all for having a social impact coordinator, for making this a priority, but also for stepping up to have conversations with me. If you are a chapter and your region is not represented here, then again, please let's have a conversation, because we can help you elevate and scale the work that you're doing. Last year, Kenya was a chapter that we highlighted, as well as Nigeria. This year, we want to highlight more than those two chapters because we know the work is happening. Lastly, it's our last steps to ask you. So we know that you're doing more. We know that you're moving forward with planning, and we know that you're starting to think about how can you support your current community. So we want to make sure that you understand how do we plan to partner with you. And these are our call to action. We want to make sure that as you think about planning for 2026, that you have a designated social impact coordinator, and make sure they have access to the chapter marketing portal, because all of our resources are free and available to them as long as they can access it. If you have a social impact initiative, make sure you have that in your annual plan, because it allows us to be able to scale, elevate, and also make sure that you're recognized. And we also have forms that we can support you with. And lastly, making sure that if you have any questions, we don't want you to do this alone. You have a PMIEF team, a PMWB team, and collectively, our focus is to help you be seen, help your voices be heard, and elevate this region so that you can win more awards like you did last year. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Carol. Okay. All right. So I'm just going to move very quickly, and this is where we're going to touch base in regards to what's new within this year, and also in terms of empowering our leaders. What are those training opportunities that are available? So, as the chapter team, our role is to simplify the work of our chapter leaders and ensure a seamless operations and onboarding process. So, with this in mind, we reviewed the steps required for onboarding of new leaders and developed the chapter leaders onboarding navigator. Now, the onboarding navigator is more of a list of items that a new leader needs to ensure that they've achieved within a period of time. So we've already shared this document with your chapter president. I believe this document is very helpful, especially for those new leaders, for you to know exactly what is needed of you in terms of the onboarding process. This also provides you support with your chapter leaders orientation. So it's a very good resource or tool to utilize. As you can see, we've broken it down into 3 stages. The first 30 days in terms of orientation, ensuring that your president updates your details on the chapter system, then explore the chapter system for reviewing important PMI chapter documents, log into my PMI dashboard just to check on your available CLO courses, then reviewing the code of ethics for PMI. So that's for your first month. We also we have the following next 30 days plans in terms of development where you need to complete an outstanding course to change your status from onboarding to current, then review the PMI next as highlighted by George from the beginning of the sessions, review our PMI culture, values and behaviors, also policy manual, need to review the policy manuals as well as going through your chapter charter agreement and the chapter bylaws, articles of incorporation, and also getting to understand more about the role delineation guide. Also, you've had most of the speakers who came before me. Kindly, if you can mute yourself. Also, the speakers who came before me, they spoke about the MORE, the MORE framework. Also, we are able to provide you with those tools and resources. So also, you need to know about how do you, as a leader, as a new leader, stay connected. So by bookmarking PM Insight, though I will also share in terms of the newsletter that we normally send on a weekly basis that summarizes all the key information that you require as a chapter leader. That is mostly derived from the PM Insight and other regional updates that we share. Then also regional find and save your regional chapter team and regional mentor contacts, very key people that you need to engage with. Explore the volunteer resource hub, marketing portal, and also explore the marketing and member engagements and event engagements, etc. So this document we've already shared with your presidents, but we'll also send it again to you to support you, especially when you're onboarding new leaders. The other item that we've actually that kicked off last year, and that was the chapter playbook. For those new leaders, the chapter playbook is very important because it provides a structured approach to ensure consistency, enhance engagement, and align activities with chapter goals. And most of the goals are already highlighted in your chapter annual planning, which normally you review on a quarterly basis. So with the playbook, you're supposed to report every 3rd of the month and send the activities that you've worked on as a chapter. So your submission is very essential in maintaining your alignment with our strategic objectives and also ensuring the continued success of our chapters. One thing that I like about the playbook, it breaks down value to members and also value to the volunteers within the chapter. So with that, you're able to capture in terms of some of the strategic pillars alignment, as I've highlighted there, around professional development, networking and community engagement, career-long learning, events, recognition and appreciations of your volunteers, leadership training, professional development. Also, under activity and performance tracking, you're able to track activities conducted during the month, expected frequency and targets, and actual delivery dates and number of participation, and reach value delivery to members and to the volunteers. So I would like to share a success story, and that is the Senegal chapter. Senegal chapter did very well in terms of their playbook reporting last year. And not only just Senegal chapters, yes, we do have other chapters that are also very consistent in terms of their reporting, though Senegal chapter was able to stand out. And due to that, Senegal, as Adiola mentioned, Senegal chapter was selected as the chapter that will attend the president's meeting in Addis Ababa. So we will take care of the logistics for Senegal chapter to participate as part of the chapter president's meeting, which is upcoming in March. As I mentioned, in terms of the weekly communication or our weekly newsletter, so the weekly communication is a concise, summarized newsletter highlighting new initiatives shared on PM Insight that are relevant to our leaders. So each update clearly indicates the urgency of the message, whether action is required or for information only. An outline on any key deadlines associated with each initiative is highlighted. So as you can see, I just took a screenshot of the weekly comms. We highlight to you in terms of where action is required, when are the deadlines for that particular initiative, so that you can take action. If you need more information in regards to a particular line item, we've also posted the link there, so you're able to click on the link and go to the website to get more information in regards to that particular initiative. So I urge all leaders to kindly be on the lookout for the weekly communication that will be sent from the chapter engagement team, as it will enable you to get a summary of all initiatives that we are running within the region. Currently, we're in the annual planning period, and most of the chapters are already working on their plans. Just wanted to highlight in terms of the deadlines, already the first draft by 31st, that's by the end of this week, the first draft needs to have been submitted, and then for the chapter engagement team to review it and give their feedback. And the deadline for your annual plan will be on the 15th of February. So kindly, for those chapters that haven't yet to submit their annual plans, kindly, if you can submit by the end of this week. The other item is the charter renewal. So especially for the new leaders, the annual compliance process to confirm chapters meeting their PMI governance, operational and service delivery standards, ensuring accountability and alignment with PMI is done through the charter renewal. The person who's responsible is the president with the support of the board, and especially the VP Finance, since the chapter needs to submit statements of account. Where to complete definitely is on the chapter system. Your president is familiar with this, and those who have a challenge in terms of going through the chapter system will be there to support you. So what needs to be submitted? Officers' contact information, operational performance, financials reporting. Those are the main. And what is mandatory? Your annual plan and catalog of core services need to also be completed, approved by the chapter engagement team, and uploaded. So key timelines for submitting the charter is 28th February. Already the chapter engagement team have already sent or have shared with you the deadlines via email. Non-compliance will lead to loss of good standing or even risk probation. New changes in terms of chapter bylaws. So PMI has introduced a new chapter bylaw template to ensure global alignment, promote consistency across chapters, and streamline the overall bylaw review and approval process. Updating bylaws ensures consistent governance structure, promoting uniformity and operational coherence globally. So the new bylaws balances the PMI policies with local legal requirements, ensuring chapter remains compliant and adaptable. So the revised template is clear and user-friendly, simplifying updates and streamlining review process. We have video recordings that we're going to be sharing with you and also to guide you through the process in terms of using the new chapter bylaws. Okay, moving ahead, in terms of election, also we do have a transition. So starting 1st of January, PMI transitioned chapter elections and bylaws voting from VoteNet to platform known as the Big Pulse. So following a successful 9-month pilot, this change primarily impacts chapter operations, partners, as well as chapters that conduct annual elections or bylaw ratification using e-ballot. So this transition supports a more modern, streamlined, and globally consistent voting experience, strengthening member engagement as we move to the new membership model. So we'll be sharing more details, especially the on-demand onboarding for the chapter leaders, so that you can familiarize with the new bylaw template. Moving on to training. So most of you, especially the current leaders, most of you have that were there from last year have already taken your chapter leaders orientation. But for the new leaders, CLO is very key. And we urge you to kindly take the chapter leaders orientation during your first month of leadership, because the CLO will assist you to provide you a clear understanding of PMI governance and chapter operations. It will clarify your role, your responsibilities, and also leadership expectations. It will introduce key PMI systems and platforms and resources to you, accelerate your onboarding process, enables you to deliver member value quickly and confidently. We also encourage those leaders, who are there, just to have also a refresher course for those items that you may have some challenges with. So with that, you're able to have continuation in terms of those returning leaders through this orientation. It serves as a refresher on governance policies and best practices, highlights updates in PMI strategies or tools and programs. So it also supports your consistent leadership practices across the region. So kindly, for all those leaders who've not taken up on their CLOs, please do so. For those new leaders who are yet to see the CLO reflect on their platforms, do let us know or reach out to your chapter president, and we'll be able to assist you to onboard to get the courses for you. CLO is in addition to the quarterly orientation that the chapter engagement team runs, as well as the ad hoc trainings that the chapter engagement team runs with your individual chapters. So starting last year, we had the Leadership Institute webinars, and this year we've actually kicked off several sessions. The latest session was held yesterday that was celebrating excellence, PMI Global Chapter Awards. Please note that these Leadership Institute webinars are recorded. As long as you've registered yourself, you'll be able to access some of these recordings, and also you get an opportunity to earn 1 PDU for each and every training. So we've already covered 3 trainings. We still have 5 more trainings to go. So the next training is going to be on 11th of February. So please keep track of these trainings. We already sent you on email. And these are very important trainings that you're able to learn from other regions, other global volunteers in terms of best practice, etc. Moving forward, we are excited to share about the more free course, which is designed to help you elevate your project management skills. So through real world examples, reflective exercises, and community-driven insights. So this course will guide you in understanding and applying the more framework from the introduction, where project professionals recognize and respond to the need to deliver more. So that's the unique opportunity to use their skills to deliver transformative impact within the organizations and communities. Then for M, which stands for manage perception, project professionals must be able to shape stakeholder understanding and influence how value is perceived throughout the project lifecycle. When it comes to on the project success, this dimension emphasizes that the project professional must take full accountability for delivering both tangible and perceived value. Relentless and reassess to navigate today's constant change. Project professionals must frequently revisit and adapt project parameters, goals, and success criteria in response to evolving conditions. Expand perspective. Project professionals must broaden their view beyond the immediate project to consider how their work contributes to the enterprise, the world, including environmental, social, and ethical dimension. This is a great opportunity to strengthen your ability to deliver successful projects and broaden your professional perspective. We've already shared these essentials with you, but we will resend them again just as a reminder for those leaders who've not received or who've not yet accessed the free course on more. For those chapters that would like to open up branches, kindly, we do have a chapter branch model guide that will assist you in terms of how you can form a branch. So kindly, if you can scan the code on the screen, though also we'll be sending this presentation to you so that you get access to most of the materials that we've shared today. So please, there's a model and a book available for you to know exactly how you can work through growing your chapter. So I'm going to close with this is the team led by our head of community, Adiola, the chapter engagement team. That's Nelson, Mimi, and myself. Our roles, as you know, especially for those new leaders, we assist you with business planning. We assist you with the bylaws reviews, elections, all operational items that you need support. This is the team that you need to come to. Also, there's our region mentors. That's Billy and Dr. Samuel. Very, very good resources for you, our chapter leaders. They were past presidents, so they have a rich knowledge in terms of chapter operations. So always reach out to your region mentor, that is Billy, for East and Southern part of Africa, and Dr. Samuel, West and Central part of Africa. So also we want to hear from you. We want to get your feedback in terms of how we can improve the orientation session. So kindly, if you can scan the QR code and give us your feedback, your thoughts, and areas where we can improve on this orientation session. So I'm going to pass it to Dr. Samuel for closing remarks. And over to you, Dr. Samuel.
Yeah, thank you, Anthony. Hi everyone. Let me start by thanking each of you for your participation and the energy throughout this orientation session. As we conclude, I'm struck by proactive engagement and share accountability demonstrated in this virtual setting, which confirm our readiness to lead the region through 2026. Together, we started with a clear mission, align our chapter leadership with PMI's Africa strategic vision for this year. And today, we have not only outline our priorities for this quarter, but also reinforce the spirit of collaboration, which for me is very key. And we make our region truly exceptional. The ambitious goals we have set will challenge us for sure, but the consistent dedication demonstrated by our leaders give me absolute confidence that we can drive impactful results and achieve those objectives this year. So, this said, I would like to express my heartfelt gratitude to our esteemed speakers who enriched today's session with their expertise and insights studied by my colleague Billy, region mentor, for such brilliant opening remarks, and to George for hosting us and setting the stage for today's session. He mentioned PMI Next, that continues to be our strategic framework. So, to make a real impact in our market, we should embrace that strategy, the mindset behind it by learning, dreaming, and integrating it into our daily life. I also mentioned the five region strategies, brand awareness, local payment methods, GetGov and org, to mandate, I think, certifications, ATPs, and there is a new one, set ethical and influential leadership in SSA. We're probably going to get back to you about it. And he provided some insight with Adiola, or a preview, let's say a preview of the leadership and GSSA event in South Africa. So please, leader, mark your calendars for September, I think 11 to 15, knowing that the GSS is from 14 to 15. And then, Adiola, thank you as well for the vital community updates and for keeping our network connected and informed. We had some interesting figures, the number of members, the in the region, chapter members, volunteers, number of chapters in countries, number of certified, and the community focus areas, launch the new membership model, retention, community satisfaction, ethical leadership, youth engagement, um, sorry, becoming more as practitioners, community integration with CIPs. Thank you for that, Adeola. We also had Lucilla, I think, for the reflection on sustainability, reminding us that our work must prioritize long term, said like that, um, and to impact Africa and its people. So sustainability, from what she said, my key takeaway is that sustainability was the highest predictor of project success in 2025. And 26 is the International Year of Volunteers for Sustainable Development. So really, chapter leaders should take opportunity to improve their visibility, to their partners, to those they want to enter in contact with, to promote that very important message. Thank you, Carol, for highlighting the incredible potential of social impact and providing guidance on how chapters can connect with you to increase their impact, and probably the visibility as well. And we had Anthony. Um, uh, we thank you for the clarity you brought for the Q1 highlights. I hope all the leaders took opportunity of your presentation to know what should be prioritized at the chapter level. So leaders, let's ensure that those important milestones, the annual plan, January 31st, February 15, chapter renewals, chapter playbook, CLO trainings, and all of the other ones he mentioned, they are all respected. And let me finish. Let me continue, sorry, to the leaders. Yeah, that is very key to the leaders. You are the driving force behind our region, definitely. So just remember that we are not managing project, but we are building Africa. Africa is our project. So together, let's set a standard of executing, collaborating, creating a blueprint for excellence that will inspire other across the continent, and why not beyond. So, this said, before we officially close, I would like to ask you, just as a reminder, don't forget to share your thoughts in the feedback survey shared by Anthony in the chat, if he did already. And once again, thank you for dedicating your time to this important session. Thank you for your leadership and unwavering commitment. As you finish this week, I wish you a productive conclusion and a restful weekend ahead. So let's keep inspiring each other. Keep striving for excellence. Keep leading Africa forward. Thank you so much for the work you are doing. Stay safe and take care. Bye bye.
Thanks, everyone.
Thank you,
Great evening.
everyone.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you.
Bye,
Bye.
everyone. Thank you. Have a great
Thank
year.
you. Bye.
Thank you,
Bye-bye.
everybody.
Thank
Have a
you.
good
Ciao.
evening.
Thank you. Bye.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Bye-bye.
Have a good evening.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank
Bye bye.
you. Bye, everyone.
Thank you.